The United States and Cuba are separated by 90 miles of water and half a century of hostility. But in those waters this week, there's a sign of warming relations. A change in U.S. policy is allowing Americans to participate in a Cuban fishing contest. Here's Dean Reynolds.
There you go.
3 miles off the coast of Cuba, the crew of the American boat Therapy 2 creased the choppy waters of the Atlantic Ocean on a hunt for marlin.
He's down on a fish.
Captain Kurt Winters saw it first.
There he is. You got one. Fish on! Fish on the right rigger!
Winters' boat is one of several American vessels legally participating in the billfish contest for the first time in decades. The tournament is named for Ernest Hemingway, who fished these waters during his years on the island. The famous author's 2 grandsons, Patrick and John, were aboard as John tried to reel one in.
Get him back out, Bert.
The multi-million-dollar high-tech American yachts docked in Havana contrasted sharply with the more modest boats the Cubans sail, when they sail at all. Only one government-approved Cuban team was permitted in this contest.
Good morning. Good morning.
Authorities were out in force just in case along the docks,
El capitán.
matching and rematching passports to every passenger, one of whom was former Navy man Joe Sweeney, whose only other trip to Cuba before this was to the U.S. base at Guantanamo.
Being a sailor all my life and being, loyal to the American flag, there's so many emotions that go through you right now, is that you don't know. I don't think we're part of something political, but in a small way, I do believe that this is something political.
Scientist Jeffrey Boutwell was on board as well.
It's finally a normalization of relations that should have happened decades ago.
And what do you think people will find out about Cuba when they come?
They'll see it for what it is, both its positives and its negatives.
With vintage cars clogging the streets and slums lining the roads, the Cuba of 2015 looks a lot like it did when Hemingway lived here in the 40s and 50s at his home, Finca Vigía. Parked in back is the novelist's famous boat, Pilar.
He created deep-sea fishing. I mean, if you look at the outriggers, okay, he invented those. The Gulf Stream is the river, the undersea river that unites us, not divides us, okay? It's the same water, same fish.
Where is he?
As the tournament got underway, the Americans were having some tough luck and many thoughts about the one that got away.
Yeah, we lost.
But there's more going on here than a tournament. The peaceful presence of Americans in Cuban waters is about a lot more than catching fish. Dean Reynolds, CBS News, Havana.
Hemingway would have loved it. That's the CBS Evening News for Scott Pelley. I'm Charlie Rose in New York. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you first thing tomorrow on CBS This Morning.